Giving you story after story, everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gon' do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back once again. Tales from the Sipp, episode 35. Yeah, I know you see the title. It's kind of crazy, but it's a true story. So let's get into it. Now, back in the 80s, when I was little, me and all my kin folks and all that. So we used to go down to my grandmama's house, you know, in another part of Flowood where she lived. And so sometimes we go down there, our grandmama keep us, for our mama and stuff like that, mom and dad. So we were down there. And then I'm gonna tell you about I had a cousin, man. He was one of the luckiest people I ever seen in my life. It wasn't luck. It was actually he was just blessed. So let's get into it. Now I ain't gonna say his name, but if he ever hear this, he gonna know what's talking about him. And I don't think he have a problem with it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, one day we were down our grandmother's house, and then I had this cousin. He was a little younger than us, so he was probably, just say at the time, if I was 11, he was probably like 3, 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? But he used to have a problem. He always had a problem with trying to sneak off. And so when my grandmother lived, you know what I'm saying? It's a road that go right past her house. So you can pretty much just walk out in the street. And man, I'm gonna tell you, this dude was probably 4 years old, man. He walked out in the street and a car was coming. Boom! And he got hit by a car. But guess what? Car hit him. It didn't do a lot of damage to him either. Because when the car hit him, they took him to the doctor. He ain't have much wrong. He ain't had no broken bones or nothing. He just had some scratches on him. You know what I'm saying? The car was able to stop in time to not just run slap over him, you know what I'm saying, and crush him, I guess, you know what I'm saying? So that was the first time. So we sitting there. Second time it happened, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. Grandma was keeping him. He was a little bit older. And it looked like he'd learned, you know, even though she was watching him and stuff, like I said, real curious. I don't know if she went in the bathroom or did something like that, but that son gun, he went outside and he wanted to go in the road again. It just don't make sense to me. He was a little older at the time. He probably like, I think 6 or 7 when it happened this time. So guess what happened? Boom. Hit again by a car. Take him to the hospital. He get up. No broke bones, no none of that. Just scratched up a little bit. It looks like, after the second time that my cousin would have learned. Did he learn? No. Because guess what? Another time, this time he was just a little bit older. It didn't happen the same year. He may have been 8 or 9 at the time. Guess what he did? Instead of now, at that time, you didn't you relied on children that have good enough, have common sense then. It ain't like it is today. Back then, we could leave the house and go miles away from the house, and our parents relied on nothing to happen to us because nothing didn't happen to us. We had common sense, but for some reason, he didn't have any. It was like, I ain't put nobody down, but like today, you can't let children wander off and go down the street and do all this and that. You got to watch them 24/7. So, like I said, remember, it was a different time. People had a different mind state then. We didn't have video games. Well, we had the first video game. We couldn't sit there and play it all day long, man. You weren't finna sit in no house playing no game. At a certain time of day, by the time you eat breakfast, which with me, my family, summertime, man, when that sun come up, we ain't even waiting for no breakfast. We getting outside. Yes, sir. We got to get outside. The sun up. It could be 6 o'clock in the morning. We gone. So he was the same way. He wanted to get outside. But instead of him getting outside, grandmama got a pretty decent sized yard. She got a backyard and in the front yard, but like I say, that road go straight past front yard, go straight past the house. Now, this man didn't get enough and have enough sense to avoid this the third time. So he go out in the street again while the car's coming. So guess what happens? Boom. He get hit the third time. He just didn't seem like he had common sense. I know he got, a little sense, but oh, he was it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, he got hit 3 times running out in the street at knowing you see a car coming, we see a car coming, get out the street. This was common sense. He didn't have it. When he was little, he didn't have it for some reason. He did the craziest things, man. But he always survived. He didn't have no bad situation. Imagine, normally you go out, a child get hit out in the street, it could go 2 ways. They can go out there and get crippled, or they can go out there and get banged up so bad, and well, it could go 3 ways. Let's say 3. They could go out there, get hit by a car, get banged up real bad, and then stuff, arms and legs get broke, all that type of stuff. With a concussion or whatever. Number 2, they can go out there and get hit by a car and get paralyzed. Or become, end up in a coma or something. Or number 3, they up out of here. Neither one of those things happened to my cousin though. And he got hit 3 times by a car. But guess what? All praise to the Most High. I guess after that third time he learned. That's crazy. Yeah. But hey, You gonna live, you gonna learn. Moral of the story is, if you see something not working, don't keep doing it. If you see something gonna cause you to be in danger, why keep doing it? Guess you had to figure it out the hard way. But yeah. But until next time, this is Tale from the Sipp, episode 35. The Boy with 9 Lives. Be on the lookout for episode 36. Yes, sir. Peace out.
That's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes your boy may go way back in the day, talk about experiences and the games that he played. And that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Hey.